70 years ago this month, something happened that changed the way New Zealanders saw the world. The Americans arrived. World War II had been underway for 3 years by then, and many young New Zealand men had already gone to war. So when the Americans arrived with their accents, their flash uniforms, their dance music and their charm, well, you know what happened. Then, like the Kiwi boys before them, the Americans left for war too, and most of those wartime romances became victims of the war itself and of the back-to-reality post-war world. But not for Richard Tracey, US Marine who'd fallen in love with a Kiwi girl named Norma. He never forgot her, and on Saturday he came back to get her. Whena Owen, with a love story 70 years long.
6 a.m. Saturday morning, Auckland International Airport arrivals hall. Passengers from a Los Angeles flight are processing, and 89-year-old Norma Milford is waiting for one of them.
It's scary. It's become very scary.
She's waiting for a 91-year-old guy she last dated on March the 2nd, 1943. For both of them, a lifetime has passed since then.
We just thought we spotted him, but that wasn't him.
It's the wrong one.
It's the wrong one, because you haven't seen him for a while, have you?
No. It's 69 years ago since he was a dashing Marine, so it could be slightly different.
Richard Tracey from Dayton, Ohio, first travelled to New Zealand on the USS Wakefield. An hour has passed since he landed on the Boeing 777, but still no sign of him. Then suddenly, he's there. Richard and Norma were engaged before he went off to war. They ended up married to other people. Their spouses have now died. Their love story began soon after Richard arrived in New Zealand.
Well, we marched to the railroad station and then got on the train and rode to Camp Mackay or Paikak.
He was sent to Palmerston North. That's where Norma was. They met on a blind date.
We walked into the lounge and he just looked so handsome.
To look at this young, beautiful girl with all with all the curves and the right places.
We also used to go to the Majestic Cabaret. That was the place, and it used to be full of Americans. We would have biked out there.
Did we take a picnic?
Yeah.
Did we? Did you fix a picnic?
Yes, of course I did.
After months of dating, Norma was admitted to hospital with meningitis. Richard searched for her to tell her he was off to war the next day.
Give me 1,000 roses.
That was the song of the time. Give me 1,000 roses, put my heart in beside them, and send them to the one I loved.
I had been already assigned to this ship to leave the next day, but somehow her mother got a hold of me and said that Norma was in the hospital and was very ill.
He couldn't get in contact with me, so he sent me these roses.
She'll be glad to receive them.
Richard was deployed with the 1st Division Marines to Western Melanesia to the Battle of Cape Gloucester and Peleliu. With such high casualties among his men, Richard didn't know if he would survive the Pacific War. He called off the engagement.
And then I decided to write her that just forget about this.
A lot of boys did that. They would write home and say, anything can happen. If you meet somebody else, go ahead.
Upon Japanese surrender, Richard returned to Ohio, awarded with 2 Purple Hearts. Norma remembers celebrating VJ Day in Wellington.
But everybody was hugging everybody and kissing everybody. And we spent the whole sort of day wandering around. And
Did you think about Richard?
yes, of course I did, yeah.
Fast forward 7 decades to last year, when Richard showed a friend a photo of Norma.
She said, well, who is this pretty girl?
Both Richard and Norma are devout Catholics. Richard's friend emailed around the New Zealand parishes. Eventually, Norma's church secretary rang her with a question.
She said, did you ever know an American Marine? And I said, yes. She said, were you engaged to one? And I said, yes, but he'd be dead long ago. And she said, well, actually, he's not.
Since last year, the former Marine and his Kiwi sweetheart have been in a long-distance relationship, to the delight of his family.
He says, I think I want to go to New Zealand. And I said, yes!
Norma's daughter Robin Ann has known about Richard all her life.
My immediate reaction was that Dick was so like my father, and he was a lovely man.
Good.
And also, your mother wasn't unlike my mother.
She resembled my mom at that age.
Whose name was also Norma, born in the same year. With Richard in Ohio and Kiwi Norma in Warkworth, what does the future hold? Happy birthday, dear Norma! Well, yesterday at Norma's 89th birthday party, there was a surprise.
I was shaky as I was when I...
What does it teach you about the human heart and age?
It's never too late.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if somebody's been special, that maybe they always are special.
Now, if people say you were lucky, I say we had a guiding hand. And I'm in love with you, and you're in love with me, and that's all we care about.
They may or may not move across the world, but this former Marine and his Kiwi sweetheart have picked up from where they left off.
It's never too late. Whena Owen reporting. Let's head up the coast from Auckland to Snells Beach, where our reporter Lachlan Forsyth is standing by with Richard and Norma, or sitting by, I think. Lachlan, hello.
Hello there, John. Yeah, I'm thrilled to be up here at Norma's house with Norma and Richard. And I guess the first question is, Norma, did you ever think you'd be getting engaged again at the age of 89?
No, and I'm sorry that the whole world has to know I'm 89. But as my son says, you're in your 90th year, Mother. No.
You must be thrilled, though.
Yes, yes. It's very exciting, actually, at this stage of your life.
And Richard, did you ever worry that she was going to say no?
Well, I told her, to me, it was going to be her 20th birthday, because when I met her, she had just turned 19, and I'm back again for her next birthday. So to me, she's 20 years old.
I guess at this point you're getting those questions that every newly engaged couple gets, which is going to be, when you're getting married, where are you going to live? Have you even started talking about those things yet?
No, we're just engaged. We're both too old to get married.
Yes.
So we'll just stay engaged.
Yes. Like you said.
And there wasn't...
we found out we've got too many problems.
Yes, we're old.
We're worried now, and there's no sense of getting each other and pushing each other around, and as much as I would like to take care of her, I think she would be taking care of me before I did take care of her.
You look very happy together. Had you ever actually considered the point where you may be sitting together like this as an engaged couple?
No,
Yeah.
And I couldn't say no because it was such a public proposal. All the family were there, nieces, great nieces, children, grandchildren, and
Exactly.
I couldn't have said no, could I? It was...
You probably wouldn't have wanted to ask if it was just her and her own then, by the sounds of things.
Well, it's actually my second proposal. I had proposed to her in 1943 on January 22nd.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we're absolutely thrilled for the both of you, and we wish you the best of luck with the rest of your lives together.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We'll be in touch.
On that happy note, John, we'll head it back to you.
It was a happy note. Lachlan, thank you so much. Richard and Norma, we do really wish you all the best. That's a beautiful story, a love story, 70 years long.